What is up, everybody? This morning I'm here to talk to you guys about measurements, and this can be done with any type of generic like cloth tape. We have paper disposable ones, or even if you don't have that but somebody has like a measuring tape at your house, you can use a string, measure your spots, and then measure that based on the tape measure. So there are some options. Now, a couple different things. Ashley has done our measurements for about the last 4 years. Anybody who did measurements prior to that knows that I did them. When we switched from me to Ashley, everybody knows that the numbers went all over the place because when you have a different set of hands measuring, you're gonna have different landmarks and certain things that you're looking at. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do your own measurements today, so at least you always have a steady baseline. And that way, if we ever do measurements and stuff like that, whether it's me or somebody else, you at least can always look back to that and measure yourself just to see where that ranks in comparison. So first thing I want to talk about is like you got to make sure everything's level. So when we're looking at measurements, you want to make sure everything's level. So whether it's going to be the belly, the hips, or the thigh, you always want to make sure that your tape measure is going to be like level across the ground. Now you can do this with just using like a camera like this or doing it in front of your mirror, but there are going to be some different ways that you can use to cheat that. So with this, what I'm going to tell you is first things first is put this around your belly button. And ideally, like you want to wrap all the way around till you get to your starting spot here. And once you get back to that spot, you first want to take actually a look through and look to make sure, is this square or level to the ground all the way around? Now, what you'll see is some people will hook like almost like under the love handles and they'll come up this way. So if it was like this, to me, that would not be level. And you're actually gonna have a bigger measurement because now you're measuring a wider area doing it that way. So you wanna take your tape measure, put it around your thickest part of your stomach, put it right on the belly button there, look and make sure it's level, and then you'll go through and actually see what your number is. Wherever that thing overlaps is where your actual measurement's going to be. So when you're looking at the tape measure, if it comes together like this, that's gonna be right here at 39 1/2. If it's to here, you're gonna have 39 1/4, but you wanna go to where it overlaps to from the 0 point. So that's gonna be your waist. For your hips, you wanna reach down, feel where the bumpy area is. If you're not sure, like take your leg out to the side, feel where that hip bone is. That's gonna be the next spot that you're gonna wanna measure. So with that, you wanna take the thickest part of your butt, make sure you pass over that bumpy bone, so measure where that is, and then just see where that takes you all the way across. When that tape measure overlaps, hold on to that spot right there, and my number is going to be 40 3/4. Sorry, upside down there, 40 3/4, because there's my 40 line, there's my 3/4 mark. So that's gonna be for the belly and the hip. It's all about that circle or circumference around. Now for the thigh, a little bit different. So one of the things that we did when we transitioned from me doing measurements to Ashley doing measurements is we measured the actual distance of like my hand spacing. So this is like your 9-inch mark, and this is what you're gonna wanna take a mark or a measuring, like kind of a line on your measuring tape, so that way you're getting the same measurement as what Ashley was doing. What you wanna do is take your leg, like where does it bend, okay? That's gonna be the part, and you're gonna measure down 9 inches from there. So from that to that, that's gonna be my landmark then, where I'm going to measure. I'll just take that tape measure around, bring it right back to the starting point, see where it overlaps, grab that tape measure, and we'll go with whatever that is there, 22 1/4, 22 and maybe 3/8, something like that. So that's how you're gonna get your measurements. You wanna start with your landmarks, make sure they're perfectly straight around, use the mirror to visualize, do your hips going from the hip bone to the thickest part of the cheeks, and then you're gonna go down 9 inches from your actual hip, where that leg bends right through here, and that's gonna be your measurement point of where you're gonna get your thigh measurement. These will give you accurate measurements every single time doing your own measurements because your hand spacing won't change. You're gonna have your same visual of the mirror. The very last thing I would tell you is just to get the most accurate measurements is do it with no shirt, no clothes, no anything on. That way you're gripping right against skin. You're gonna see probably a 1/2 inch to 1 inch drop from maybe the last time Ashley measured you, because like if your shirt folds over like this, like you're picking up extra inches on that too. So if you go bare skin, just know your numbers are going to get a little bit better, but they're also going to be the most accurate, most consistent, because you're wearing your own skin every day where you might be wearing different clothes on other types of measurements. So anyway, that's how you do your measurements. You can go on Amazon to get one of these. You can go to Joann's Fabric. You can order from Amazon. You can order from Walmart. They're like $2, $3. So get a tape measure. If you need to look up or access your old measurements, please let us know or message with Ashley and she'll get you set up so you know what your previous measurements were. And I think that's it for today. Measure yourself, guys. It's really important. So in case you don't remember or you haven't been around for long enough, you should weigh every day. You should take your pictures every Friday. So flex every Friday and measure every month. Weigh every day, flex every Friday, measure every month. If you do those couple different things, you'll always stay on top of your changes, know when things are holding still or when you're actually making progress or going the wrong way. See you guys.